Hey guys, Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and I'm making a video about the next generation of Xbox. I do my best to cover the Xbox and the PS3, talk about what's new, what to expect, and new details have leaked, new stuff has been learned, so I thought I'd make a video about it and share with you what I know. So here we go. So the first thing is, there's a big press event on May 21st. It's April 9th as I make this, so that's a little bit out in the future. But both PlayStation and Xbox are making their debuts outside of big conferences. The idea behind it is they're trying to get all the attention they can outside of the noise of the mega conference. You know, when you release something at E3, you have to compete with all the other releases and news and stuff like that for attention. So what they're going to do is they're going to, I guess, announce this thing. Microsoft hasn't even announced the next Xbox yet. Everyone knows it's coming. There's no surprise about it. Everyone sees developer kit shipping. But in terms of press releases, Microsoft has said nothing about the next Xbox. Mostly because they don't want to kill current Xbox sales. That's the way this works. Apple does the same thing with their phones. The moment they start hyping the next product, the current product dies. So May 21st is going to be when the hype for the Xbox 720 starts. By the way, on that note, I'm reading that it's not going to be called Xbox 720. It's confusing to me, and I can't be sure what's true and what's not. But the rumor is they're just calling it an Xbox, period. Xbox nothing, which is what the first Xbox was called. But I don't know, the whole 360, 720, whatever's next, 960, they get or 980, I don't know. That convention is stupid anyway. It makes no sense. The PlayStation, they do it right. PS3, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. That makes a lot of sense. What Xbox did with the 720 was dumb all along. So I'm glad to hear that they're ditching it. But to ditch it by going back to the original name of the first Xbox, I don't... what are they thinking? Can't they just call it Xbox 3? Wouldn't that make a lot of sense? And then we can start getting on board with that. If you wanted to have a more rapid upgrade cycle, you could name it after the year, right? Call it the Xbox 2013. And then, by the time 2016 rolls around, it'll be like, you're on that old thing. If you wanted to update them more frequently, that would be a good idea. But 360, 720, that stuff's nonsense. So rumor is they're going to be calling it the Xbox. We'll see how true that is. And like I said, rumor is they're going to announce it on May 21st. It's only going to be a partial announcement. They're supposed to do some sort of leaking announcement, happiness stuff, and then at E3 announce even more. So that's their release strategy. I don't know. I guess it's a good thing. The PlayStation's going to do a similar thing. They're going to talk about... they've already talked about the PlayStation to some extent, and then they're going to release even more stuff at E3. I suspect at E3 is when we're going to see what each of the consoles actually looks like. The Sony guys claimed they had no idea people would be actually interested in the form factor of their console. All we wanted to hear was that it was more developer friendly, or that they kept interviewing developers, or whatever the hell they talked about at their event. Their event sucked, right? As a person who sometimes speaks in public, I watched it and I'm like, oh my god, all these people are not public speakers. All these, the details that they're sharing with us are not interesting to customers. They didn't know their audience. They didn't have people who were comfortable speaking in public, and that was the PS4 event. Hopefully Microsoft does a better job with it. But you never know, right? These are, geeky industry events. So that's that. More information. There's a list of companies that are already developing games for the next generation Xbox. And I presume a lot of these are going to be cross-platform. The top of the list, next-gen Call of Duty. I think we all knew it, but the next Call of Duty is going to be released on the next platform. I don't know if it's going to be released on the current platform, right? If the PS3 and the Xbox 360 will be able to play Call of Duty Ghost or whatever it's going to be called next. So, I don't know about if that'll happen, but the next one will certainly play it. And it seems possible. I mean, all they really have to do is turn the graphics settings down. And in the PC world, they manage this just fine, right? In the PC world, you can set it to medium, high, ultra high, or whatever, and they handle all different levels of graphics processing power. So why they couldn't do that and have a 360 and a 720 version, would be beyond me. Bethesda's making a game, right? They put out a job listing looking for experienced programmers to work on cutting-edge technologies for an unannounced game on future-gen consoles. So Bethesda's building something. Crytek is building something. Crytek has made Time Splitters and Homefront, so one might guess Time Splitters 4 or Homefront 2 will be released on the Xbox 720, but they've definitely got that coming out there for us. Oh, and I almost left out Halo 5. Halo 5 is going to be released on the Xbox 720. I'm going to keep calling it that, even though I don't think it's called that, because everyone sort of understands what it means. But Halo 5, and the interesting thing about Halo 5 is that still Xbox only? I don't even know. Didn't they hand over development to another company? Are they allowed to make it cross-platform yet? You guys probably know this like the back of your hand, but anyway, I thought I heard somewhere that Halo wasn't going to be just Xbox anymore, but maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm mixing it up with another game. So anyway, there'll be an announcement on May 21st. There'll be another announcement at E3, and there are a couple of vendors that are making games for the next Xbox 720, hopefully at release date. I've got some more gameplay left, so let me find some more information. Oh, I almost didn't cover the whole always on controversy. So, a senior guy at Microsoft had this, like, hey, the next Xbox is going to be always on. You're going to need an internet connection to play the games. Deal with it. And it got a lot of attention. And Microsoft said, like, look, he's just an individual. He doesn't represent the entire company's thoughts. But they also didn't say that always on was incorrect. All they said was, we wish we hadn't said it quite like he did. That's the deal. There is, like, people who've watched a lot of my stuff know that I'm sympathetic to copyright holders, right? Like, these people are making a living off their content. You can't just steal it all the time, etc. On the other hand, I'm not a fan of always on. A lot of these things have no component that requires always on. They're not even online games, and the internet isn't necessarily ready for it, right? Like, if you look at your phone service, doesn't it just kind of always work? Phones are pretty darn reliable. Your power pretty much always works, Power's pretty much reliable. But your internet, when's the last time your internet went out? I bet it was in the last month or two. Like, internet drops a lot. And and also, what's always on, right? Does the internet just have to drop for, I've heard 3 minutes. Internet, your connection drops for 3 minutes sometimes, especially if you're on wireless. Things get connected and disconnected. It looks like the next generation of Xbox console will absolutely require an internet connection that is almost as reliable as your electricity. And sadly, the internet's not there yet, but it's the life that we live. Anyway, drop a like, because I like it when you like it. Subscribe, check out these videos. Have a good day.